If I had a boat, I would sail out, take every brother and sister of mine. We'd roll in the sunshine and sleep when it's dark, hoping to find somewhere we can call home. But it's black, yeah, it's black. Oh, the water's black, 'cause it's black, it's all black. If I had some time, I'd be biting it well, but my house is on fire, there's no one left to tell. Just take what is given, the doors have been sealed. Just breathe in the poison and hope God is real. I'll pick you violet flowers if I get there faster than you. I'll pick you violet flowers if I get there faster than you. 'Cause it's mad, yeah, it's mad. Oh, the whole world's mad. 'Cause it's mad, it's all mad. It's mad out there. 'Cause it's black, yeah, it's black. Oh, the water's black. 'Cause it's black, it's all black, black water. Cause it's black, yeah, it's black. Oh, the water's black. Cause it's black, it's all black, black water, oh, black water. Cause it's black, yeah, it's black. Oh, the water's black. Cause it's black, it's all black, black water. If I had a boat, I would sail. Welcome everyone. I'm going to pause this video over here because so you can see chat there.
Yeah.
Hey everyone. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. Hey Band Dancer, Real Rock and Robin, Beth Ann, Reap What You Sow, Lisa K, Eve, of course. Thank you, Eve. Eve is probably one of the most loyal mods, and Real Rock and Robin.
Well, yeah.
From
the beginning.
Yes, Beth Ann, I think I already said. Don't want to miss anyone.
No. Oh, Tammy, thank you.
Me too, and I like her hair.
It's not
curly.
It's not okay.
Wavy.
This is not curly. Curly is.
I like it.
Thank you.
I have to share with everyone, I am not feeling normal tonight. I'm actually, I don't usually have, like, when people say, oh, this dog. She wants to be part of the show, but she's not. Oh, she is part of the show. Look, her head shows up. Hey, girl. I am literally like shaky. I don't have anxiety. I never have anxiety. Today, I don't know what it is about right now, but I think it's because we have a really good friend who has been like, I don't know,
our savior,
the angel on our shoulder.
Yeah.
She has been moral support, and she likes her anonymity. She looks, probably I do look pale.
she likes her anonymity. She doesn't even give us like her full information. She's just, but we know who she is. We've had phone calls with her. She is friends with a lot of the channels out there, big channels. She has helped actually through the years, and she's gone quiet. And I know she's had health issues recently. And
You okay? Okay. Maybe we should take a break.
I'm okay. I didn't think it would hit me that hard. Anyway,
She's just been really, really helpful to us. Maybe you guys could send up a few prayers for her.
one thing I did want to cover, which is kind of funny. I'm going to share my screen here. So I have heard recently someone has been taking issue with my Pinterest account, I guess, or something
You
like
have
that.
a
Yeah.
Pinterest account? I didn't even know you had a Pinterest account.
Let's take a look at this guy Ryan's Pinterest account, because I heard
sit down.
he has a huge following, and he's not sharing Summerwell's content with this huge following.
They think it's you?
Just go along with
Sorry.
me here.
Okay, sorry. That is wrong.
Now, like seriously, like, why is this guy who has 30 followers sharing Summerwell's stuff on a platform where he has 14,000 followers instead of this one?
It's a shame.
Like, what a jerk.
You really should,
What?
do
Let's-
something about that.
What? No, hold on. Let's look at this guy. What is he into? What's he into? Men's tattoos.
He's from the
Ooh. He's interested in getting a tattoo? Let's see. Is there satanic symbols in here somewhere?
what is that? Oh wait, no.
That's a cross.
Oh wait, no, that.
And if you tilt your head right, it's like upside down, kind of.
I think it's a compass.
It's a compass. Well, you know what? I can Photoshop something. I'm good at that. I don't really care about having integrity online. I'll just Photoshop some like satanic symbols in there. Yeah. So, okay, men's tattoos. Let's take a look at what else.
My Pinterest has.
Oh my God, look,
like a million zillion.
He's so gross. He's into inspirational. Oh my God, this guy is so gross. Inspirational.
I just don't even.
Ooh, he's looking at concealed carry stuff.
Like anyone
Oh,
knows you don't.
Hooters.
Do that.
There's Hooters on there.
Ryan.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I didn't know
Hooter-
that.
Oh, it's a story about how they fake everything in China.
You're going mean.
Yeah, that's that site I like friggin'. I'm not gonna keep that up. But the Top Secret Writers.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But it's an article about how they fake everything in China, including Hooters.
Anyway, okay.
You get my point. Like, get serious.
Get a life, basically.
Get
Right?
a life.
Why don't you look at his content on YouTube if you want to hear about Summer Wells? Why are you looking at Pinterest? Correct.
This guy Ryan, I don't know about him. Oh. Anyway, we're gonna get into some interesting stuff tonight. We want to really focus on the early days of Summer Wells when she disappeared. This is going to be, I almost want to put a trigger warning out here, because I know a lot of you who were like at the start, a lot of you were local. Many of you probably remember those first days. And I know a few of you I've talked to, it's traumatic to even think about. No, Robin, the Pinterest thing, I have a feeling, number one, either this person got some other Ryan.
There aren't many Ryans in the world, but
Yeah.
it could have happened.
Or they're known for photoshopping and faking stuff. So I just wanted to have a little fun with it.
Have any
Doggy treats?
Any ideas how to make Moon stop biting me?
And I'll be honest, maybe some of it is my friend. I'm worried about her, but
yeah.
Some of my high anxiety is really, I feel like we're going to be covering stuff that's really traumatic for a lot of you who remember going through this. And it's like, when you listen, we're going to listen to the audio, the scanner audio from the moment the call was made, the events as people were racing to the scene. You're going to hear the audio. The audio is hard to understand. It's a lot of like static accents that aren't always easy to understand.
Like any other, 911 call or
right. It's just
scanner.
Yeah, which I'm sure you've heard a lot of on your channels that you watch.
It's annoying when you can't understand. Yep. I know.
Thank you, Beth Ann. I guess maybe I need to, I don't know.
Drink.
Yeah,
We decided to call this crime and wine time.
Crime and wine time. Yeah. And so what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the audio up to a certain point, because there's a point when all the cruisers, the police had kind of congregated, and then they were just halfway through in the scanner audio. It was like unit such and such coming in, search and rescue, they were calling in. I'm going to stop at that point, and we're going to go back and look at the transcripts. I found this awesome. I didn't find it. I had someone, Vern, I think it was, send me this amazing resource. I should have known about it. Number one, websleuths.com is a great forum if you want a lot of content about a lot of missing cases. Websleuths.com is a great site. I don't know, it depends how much she bites you. And there is on Web Sleuths a channel called, and you know what, if I mention a channel that someone doesn't like, I apologize. They put out a great resource. And so it is Cheesecake Mafia on Web Sleuths had posted, and many of you probably know about this and have access to it, which is great. We're going to go over a lot of the content in there. They have a map, a Summer Wells map that shows the June 15th, 2021 activity. And then it has the transcripts of the scanners. And then there's like another layer in the map of timeline information, locations of where other searches took place, really well researched, because each of these has a receipt. It has like a link to the news article or a link to something that confirmed it true. If it's not confirmed, then it just says no source, but none of these, I haven't found anything that says no source. So just keep that in mind. Let me go back to so you can see the chat, Jen. I'm sorry. It's amazing. So I'm going to play the audio, and then we're going to go through the transcripts. The transcripts, when you actually like listening to the audio, you're trying to hear what they're saying, you miss some things. There are lines in there that definitely are interesting. And maybe you have scoured through the transcripts. Maybe you've picked up on these things, but it really helps understand from day one, the police, the people who are arriving, their perspective of what they were hearing and their understanding of what happened. Hey, Chasing. Chasing says, for Moon to stop, ignore her, walk away, no attention. If that doesn't work, a loud no, then walk. We could try it. Actually, throw her, if you put a toy in there, maybe. That's a good idea. Thank you, Chasing. We are covering tonight from the moment the call came in. Next week, we were thinking this week probably of covering, Jen and I want to actually go through location to location, the afternoon from the morning when they went to the hospital, every single location. We're actually going to drive location to location, kind of time, how long it takes. And then we want to sit down and talk about what's known about the arrival from home to when the call was made, with which things are supported by facts, which things are supported by with receipts. We want to give huge respect to the people, to the creators who have been on this case since this stuff happened, since day one.
Hi, Bailey.
Hey, Bailey, smiley face. And we want to bring in some creators who were on this from the beginning, who have been collecting receipts, who have been doing research. People we feel are really good researchers and do focus on facts and try to toss out conspiracies or rumors. And we're going to bring them in. This is hopefully next weekend to go over what is actually known. What's actually known throughout the entire afternoon, to see if we can clean up the static, clean up the noise, and just try to figure out what actually happened. That's not today. Today is the calls made, what happened.
At the beginning.
Yep, at the beginning.
Jackie BB, I'm sorry.
No, Bailey, we just got started.
I can't believe it's been over 3 years either.
I know.
It's crazy.
That's why, going back is important. I know a lot of people are. For Moon, pineapple dog chew toys for aggressive chewers. You know what? She is an aggressive chewer. Mm-hmm. Indestructible dog toys for aggressive chewers. Dog toys for, oh, nice. Lifetime warranty.
Ooh, are those the
Kong
toys?
Huh.
Anyway, we can have another discussion about later. See, I'm trying not to interfere.
Good. Jen's so funny. Last time she was like, every time we got on a sensitive topic, like we started getting onto the Summer Wells topic, she's like, "Oh, I feel uncomfortable. We might offend someone." And
Well,
it's like,
you know what?
we got to talk about what we're searching for. You know what I mean? We're searching for, we're focused on this case. We got to talk about tough
I
things sometimes.
kind of have relented, and I don't know if you guys watch my channel, but tomorrow's episode will give you some more insight about how I feel. So I'm gonna get one.
Okay. Ooh, careful. Did you almost curse, Jen?
No.
We're gonna start with the audio. Clicking the right screens is always fun. Share screen, share screen. Window, share. Okay, hopefully the audio comes through on this. Don't worry about offending anybody. You worry about yourself and how you feel about Summer's case. Thank you, Dreamweaver. We try not to attack other channels, definitely, but there are people in this case. You know, you got to be careful when you talk about people, and when you do talk about them, you got to have receipts. You got to have facts, and so we're trying to be really careful. And a lot of times, it's so tempting to just give your opinion.
Well, you know what? I gave my opinion.
Oh, in your video tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Well, you know, it's not. You'll see.
Well, in Jen's channel, apparently she gave some opinions, so watch out for that. I haven't edited it yet, so I'm curious.
He might not let me put it up. We'll see.
We're gonna do the audio. The audio, I chose the channel again. Don't know if you guys care about who this is. But I know the channel is posting a fundraiser for missing exploited children, which is fantastic. It's Red Rum Media. She's got about as many subscribers as we do, and she posted the dispatch audio from, I think it was start to finish. And so we're gonna listen to from start to about halfway through when the cruisers and rescue started arriving. It was even before rescue. They were talking about calling rescue. So let's take a look. Might not pause this too much, but again, you guys, this audio is a lot, especially for people who went through this. Maybe listen to it right after it happened, heard it on the news. So trigger warning. This is emotional for you. Just be prepared. Let's get going. Let me know if you can't hear it. For copyright reasons too, it's good to give commentary. So I am going to pause occasionally. I'm also going to post a link to Red Rum Media's channel. So Red Rum, if you see this, I'm going to give you credit for this, obviously.
Love your name.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Red Rum. And I will quickly mention things I noticed. Many of you probably noticed as well when you first heard this is what she just said, which was really weird. 4-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have noticed that they got the name, the age wrong. Like,
yeah.
Okay, somebody either told them 4 years old or they misheard when someone said 5. I don't know how you can mishear 5 and 4.
It happens so quickly that it's possible.
Or the caller could have been so shaken up. Why would no? They would have gotten their own daughter's name age wrong. So that was the first thing.
Just a small thing.
Yep. Keep going. So the mother had gone for a walk, according to the caller. And when the call came in, they said she had been missing for 10 minutes over the last 10 minutes. That's what I heard. Or they thought she was missing over the last 10 minutes. I don't know. Strange, isn't it? Yeah. To say over the last 10 minutes, because I thought they'd... Anyway, we're not talking about the afternoon. So yeah, chasing. I guess maybe Don mentioned it wrong. Maybe he just accidentally said 4, but... Wait, there's no audio? Are you not hearing the audio?
you sure? Because it would go over our.
Okay, no sound. Thank you. Well, it did say to share the. Let's try this again. It did say to share the. If you want the sound to go through, to share the tab. So I'm going to do tab. Maybe that'll work. I think that works. All right, let's try this.
Being route from 110, 110 Ben Hill Road off of Beach Creek should be the first residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in and advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
10 for one of the miracle.
And 110.
10 for route from Madison.
3035, I'll be en route as well. Go ahead. 35. Some of these guys probably going to need to take that several maybe. Probably going to 10 for 29 minutes. So go ahead. So far. Rescue. Fire, please, for search. 335.
Yeah, Spike, I haven't had time to do that, but I will give credit to Red Rum in the description. And of course, right now I'm mentioning actually, and also the RM logos on the bottom, which is good too. So all credit to Red Rum. Let's keep listening.
You say when you got the original call that mom went on a run and when she came back, the daughter was gone?
That's what the father advised. He's at work about an hour away, trying to make his way home.
So he confirmed that he said running, but
Candace went on a run.
but originally a walk, and then he said the father is an hour away and is on his way home.
Careful. C12 Central. C12 will be in route. Close level
906. 10 so.
29 seconds.
True.
Notify 302. I had him on the phone with boss. You're on zero. Answer any questions he may have on it.
10-4. You want us to try to contact Dana?
That's a good point, by the way. Who said that? Jackie Beebe. The father said she went for a run, meaning out in the car. That's possible.
Yeah, I went for a run, like
Again, we'll dive
around town type
we'll dive into the details with the transcripts to see what they said exactly. But that's a good point. Sassy Cat, nobody has contacted me yet except for people who have speculated about where they think the fishing spot is. But Roe did not, I don't think, yet.
Let 302 know, and I think he's going to let rescue make that determination. Yeah. 29, go ahead.
Yeah, Spike, you're not alone. That's why I got the transcripts. So we'll review
Why
those in
aren't you having
detail.
the transcripts on while
Just
it's going?
Well, I can't do it at the same time. I have the transcripts on another screen. We'll go through it. Yeah. But I want people to kind of see in real time or hear in real time what was happening and who was talking, who was doing the talking.
302 has been notified. He also wanted me to just remind you to be sure to check the house camper, even if they said they've already had.
Yeah, well.
Hawkins County Rescue Squad, all members, mutual aid request, search and rescue with Churchill Rescue Squad. Staging area is going to be at Mount Carmel Baptist Church on Beach Creek. Hawkins County Rescue Squad, all members, mutual aid request from Churchill Rescue on a search and rescue. Staging area is going to be at Mount Carmel Baptist Church on Beach Creek. Also requesting a respond with six-wheeler and command trailer.
Okay, so from this point, They had basically set up the location of the command post, and then from here on to the end of the transcript is automatic. Is honestly each unit just kind of radioing in, and then they talk about radioing in for rescue, search and rescue, making that decision. So let's look at the transcripts now. Get this over here. I love this. I love this map so much. Really, it's just amazing. I took a copy of it. Again, credit for the map to Cheesecake Mafia. But let's take a look at this and discuss. All right, scanner transcript. First, this is when the call first came in. Should be the first residence on your right, which I assume they were assuming coming from the south, or when Ben Hill's on the right. I don't know. People have taken issue with that. Missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in and advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home. Now they can't find her. Been yelling for her. She's been calling for about 10 minutes. I think calling for her for 10 minutes. So I'm assuming that's what they meant.
Just seems like, I mean, I would call as soon as possible, but I think I'd look around for a little longer than 10 minutes, wouldn't you? Before you call the police?
Yes. Right. At least 10 minutes.
Yeah, but I think like she only waited 10 minutes and then called like.
Well, the
Once
caller claimed that they waited 10 minutes when they realized she was missing, calling for her, and then they called 911.
Yeah,
Apparently the caller, though,
whatever.
well, it becomes clear later who the caller is. So 10-4, they said 110, the address, 10-4, I'll be on that as well. So between 6 o'clock and 6:40-ish, the following transmissions happened. You don't hear the, oops, sorry. Where is, there we go. You don't hear the parents. Yeah, it's the dispatch audio. Yeah, unfortunately, 911 call, still don't have it. This is dispatch from 911 to the officers, between the officers.
911.
Yeah.
Operator is calling and talking to the officers
Yeah.
en route.
Yeah, I should make that very clear. This is not the 911 call itself. Otherwise, you would have heard the caller's voice. This is dispatch to the officers, everything happening between officers once the call came in. One of the officers said 10-4, what's the numerical? Again, the address. And Unit 335 said, I'll be en route as well. Between 6:40 and 7 o'clock. Unit 341 says en route to Ben Hill. Yeah, I agree, Chasing. I have a feeling it's going to be used in whatever case comes of this. Probably a lot of evidence in the call itself. My gosh.
It would be redacted if they didn't want us to see it.
Yep. Then Unit 352 says, I don't know if you have notified rescue, but put them on standby. And then you could hear sirens in the background. So they hadn't notified rescue, or he wasn't sure if they had notified rescue, but wanted to make sure they were ready because it sounded like it was a missing child case. And then Unit 341 says, go ahead. 335, I just got here. Probably going to need extra help. They've got several inaudible and probably going to need blanks. So I was trying to guess, like the first thing that came to mind was him saying they've got several dogs and probably going to need animal support or something. I don't know. Or they've got several acres and probably going to need help. I don't,
Well, probably both.
I'm
Maybe
guessing.
both.
It was just an interesting
What
comment.
was confusing to me was it sounded like I'm sure it's not true, but it sounded like they were making the headquarters, or what you want to call it, the
command post.
Command post before they went to Ben Hill. I mean,
Not before, well, almost immediately they set up command.
So some of them were probably going to Ben Hill, and
Yeah,
others were doing it.
Yep, and they talk about it. Yeah, well, again, we talked about why they don't release the call. Probably it's got information that's very relevant to the case. If they release it publicly, then you're probably releasing
I
evidence.
thought they were always public.
Well, not in cases being investigated, not always, right?
Yeah.
If it could be a criminal investigation.
True.
there may be information in there they don't want out until the trial. So okay, so I don't know what he was asking, why he was asking for extra help, but Unit 335 was like, there's a situation, we're probably going to need extra help. 10-4 inaudible, go ahead and notify rescue, fire, and police for search. Since that was the response, I'm thinking the Unit 335 that got there was like, okay, this place is huge. It's
Yeah.
thick. We're probably going to need help.
Maybe did a cursory search and realized it was going to be a bigger undertaking than.
Okay, maybe they were talking about the logging trails around there, but I think they realize it's just such a huge and thick area. Yeah, I'm not really going to get into the stuff about the polygraph and all that stuff. I think we'll probably get into that next weekend when we talk about the afternoon, because again, people have receipts and we can talk about that. But right now we're talking about once the call came in. There's so many things people really want to discuss. I know. Okay, Unit 335. Did you say when the original call came, mom went on a run, and when she came back, the daughter was gone? Unit 335. So this was between 6:30 and 7. I believe Unit 335 was one of the first ones there. Can't remember. I have to scroll up. But I almost wonder if that unit was asking this question just to confirm what he was hearing on the ground from people,
Maybe.
or seeing. It seemed interesting that was the first question. Did you say in the original call, mom went for a run? Because he was probably standing there talking to the mother or other witnesses. I don't know. That question was interesting. Like, why did he want to confirm that? 10-4, that's what father advised. He's at work about an hour away trying to make his way home. To me, that confirmed from dispatch that the father made the call.
Sounds like it.
Don made the call.
Yeah.
And that he said he's about an hour away and he's trying to get home. About 1 hour away.
So that means that Candace looked around, called Don, and then Don called 911.
Yeah.
But they're saying 10, I don't know.
We, again, will talk about all of the rumors and everything. I'm not saying that's a rumor, by the way, Sassy Cats. All of the things that happened during the afternoon. I know this probably was close to when people were arriving, but we're going to talk about that next week. And I know it's really tempting because that's the piece that people are really interested in, is leading up to the call. But I wanted to cover tonight the search locations, because obviously we're interested in where they were interested in and why they were interested in those. I promise we'll get to these other topics with the polygraphs, with where people have claim they've seen Candace. We will get to that. Right. I promise. That's going to be next week.
I think it's important for us to look back on everything because it has been so long. And I think, I need a refresher.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
And maybe we'll see something that we hadn't seen before.
Well, yeah. And it's not just that too. It's like someone like we came in, 2022. And so we're working with people like Chasing, Gavel Geeks, Lisa K, a whole bunch of other channels, Justin. We're trying to work with people who have been doing this research. And what we found is not from those people, but as you're just scouring through YouTube, the noise is so thick. Like there's so many rumors and some people really believe these as being true. So it's like, well, let's go back and I
agree with you, Real Rock and Robin.
Look at what's out there. Right. Yeah, that's exactly true. And the only facts we have are things like this. I mean, this is what dispatch, what the scanner, what was said over the scanner. So there's a lot of information in here that, Don made the call. Don said he was an hour away from home and he was making his way home. The mother and someone, I guess him, told that the mother was on a walk and that she was missing for 10 minutes.
How would he know that she was on a walk if he was at work?
Well, again, allegedly, not sure if this is confirmed, but allegedly she called him.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right. Before. And then he's like, make a call.
Yeah.
Don't know what's proven is in that conversation. People have said they know what was part of the conversation. don't know what's proven. We'll talk about that next week too, probably. 312 to Central. 312 will be en route. Another unit on the way. Notify 302. I had him on the phone but lost him. Do you want us to contact K9? Try and contact K9. Let 302 know, and I think he's going to let rescue make that determination. All of this leading up to 7 o'clock. It's crazy. Like people coming in, units are
Well, that's how it would
responding
be. I mean, it's just
in just a short period of time. All of these units responding.
the first 48 hours are the most important.
Right.
Hey, Tracy.
Yeah, I know chasing. I can't imagine how hard it was for you all of you YouTube researchers from like, I see it now when a child was missing, so many YouTubers who follow missing child cases jump on it. Like from day one, they're covering the news, they're covering the reports, the insanity from the beginning. It even talks about it in some news reports, how many tips were coming in. I can't imagine how crazy it must have been for you all trying to stay on top of what's true and what's not.
Yeah.
Even the TBI had a hard time. Even the TBI was inundated with a whole bunch of rumors.
That's what happens with these high profile cases.
All right. 303 has been notified. This is 7 o'clock. The next half hour ish, 7 to 7:24. 29, go ahead. 303 has been notified. He also wanted me to remind you this is interesting. This caught my eye. 303 has been notified. He also wanted me to remind you, just to be sure, check the house and camper, even if they said they already have.
That's weird.
Who's they? Is he talking about the Wells? Is he talking about the officers that already showed up? Whoever
Who told him that?
Whoever 303 was, I think knew more than other officers.
Maybe.
And he wanted to make sure that the house and the camper were checked. And by the way, people who have claimed, I've seen people like they never checked the camper. They never checked the camper. They obviously were talking about right here. They were talking about checking the house and the camper. Unit 303 even made this comment to make sure they checked the house and the camper.
Yep.
That tells me they did check the camper.
I would hope after all that.
Am I right? Am I wrong? Like, doesn't this prove they checked the camper, everyone?
Lawson. 303 is Lawson.
Thank you, ICU. So Lawson specifically, if that's Lawson, specifically said, make sure you guys check the house and the camper.
No matter what, like, even though they said they already did.
Even if the family said they already checked, double check.
Seems interesting to me, but
So that's in the transcripts.
they just want to make sure. I think they just wanted their bases covered, that they did.
Checked everything. Yes. Yeah, probably even the bus. Mammy Jean, I don't know. They didn't say that in the transcript, so can't say, but definitely the house and the camper was checked from day one. Hawkins County Rescue Squad, all members, you mutual aid. So this is the moment between 7 to 7:24. This is the call out. Hawkins County Rescue Squad, all members, mutual aid request, search and rescue. Church Hill Rescue Squad, staging area is going to be Mount Carmel Baptist Church on Beach Creek, and they repeat that message twice. Also requesting command trailer. 502 says got several at station en route shortly. And then rescue 4 in Ranger will be en route. So this is the moment when just unit after unit, and later in the transcript, later in the call, they also start talking about, hey, do you want us to set up an LZ for the helicopter? Which they said, yes, we need to set up an LZ, and the rest is history. So
Kimberly, I'm pretty sure that, almost 100% sure that they checked that shed.
it sounds like they wanted to make sure they checked everything on that property.
Because a shed would definitely be a place
But again,
a little girl might go hide or.
we can't confirm.
No, I don't know for sure.
There's no proof, so I don't know. And Lisa, same thing, unless you've got receipts. And we'll again next week we'll be talking about this too. We should talk about this: is what do we know they checked, and what do we just not know? But I would think they would have brought in. They talked about bringing in canines. They did bring in dogs. A septic. I know from TBI, they actually said to me when they were searching the mound we found, they said, we've got a dog out of Knoxville that can smell in a concrete container underground, can even smell a cadaver underwater. Those dogs are good. And so if they did put dogs on the property, I would think they would have requested the well be emptied, the septic be emptied. That's usually what they do. And then they check. So don't know if it was though, for sure, unless somebody has receipts on that. The only thing Sassy Cats, the only thing I was wondering too about that is there are old septic systems too on properties.
True.
I would like to think the authorities would have looked up property records and information about where structures were to look, but I don't know.
I mean, there could be one anywhere because it's up on a hill as it is, and septic systems and wells are usually up on a hill. Could be a lot of them there. I don't know.
And I do want to get to the a little further down. There's really good location information. I want to dive into some of those videos because you can see some of the searches, the air video, but I want to see what are people's thoughts about the transcripts?
I think, Spike, that could be true, but it's one,
What if her body was at a different location and wants to search?
I
mean, it's conceivable because, and we have to talk about this next week when we talk about the afternoon.
Hey, I'm getting brave now. We can talk.
Well, next week's going to be before the call, and there are, in my opinion, there are some missing time, not alien type missing time. There's like between when people were at certain places, it's like there's missing periods of time when things could have happened. She could have potentially been put somewhere else, but you have to look at the window of those biggest windows, which we'll have to talk about next week, as well as what's the biggest missing time window and how far can you travel within that time for something to be temporarily placed. So yeah, that'd be cool, Lisa, if you can.
Find what?
Receipts.
Oh, okay.
About the septic.
Yeah.
That would be cool to confirm something like that. Yeah, I would think from that comment again told me that they were planning on being thorough. They wanted to make sure structures got searched. They wanted to find Summer.
They wanted to do it the right way at the
because
the right way at the beginning.
Yeah, like you said, those first few 48 hours was critical. And if we look at, so some of these are really interesting on this map here. So they've got the location of the house, the potential witness of the red maroon truck. This is from TBI Newsroom. This was on June 26th. As we previously mentioned, we've been working around the clock to identify anyone who may have been in the area around the time 5-year-old somewhere else disappeared to determine what they may have seen or heard, no matter how insignificant. Every detail is important. And they received information that a Toyota pickup truck was seen in the area, Beach Creek Road and Ben Hill Road, late afternoon. Apparently that's this location. I don't know. They put it at the corner. Not sure if that's the exact location of the sighting, but that's what they said. In the area of Beach Creek and Ben Hill in late afternoon to early evening, Monday, June 14th, or Tuesday. So they're not even sure what day. Pickup is possibly 1998 to 2000 maroon or red Toyota Tacoma with a full bed ladder rack along with white buckets. Unable to identify the driver. I don't believe they ever have. Or if they have, we don't know about it.
Okay, I thought the Wells still lived in their house. See, everything, I want to say things happen, but I heard.
Yeah, I believe so.
I
yeah,
heard that their house was renovated though to change the basement the way it was. But
yes,
that's something I heard.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident they are still living there. Property records do show a septic tank applied for a mobile home, and Don did say the house was a mobile home, and they added the addition. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Gobble Geeks. I didn't think that was an issue either. I've heard people take issue with the fact that they said the residence is the first one on the right. Maybe they were thinking when you're coming up Ben Hill from the 350, what's the name of the road? If you're coming in the opposite direction on Beach Creek, the turn is the left onto Ben Hill, but I don't think they were referring to the turn. And also the police could have been coming from the other direction, which is a right turn onto Ben Hill. And then the driveway is a right turn. It's the first right on Ben Hill.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know why people are taking issue with that. It is the first residence on the right.
People are taking issue with everything. I don't know.
Yes, I know. I don't know. It is. Okay. They got the location of the shack.
Yeah, so that's what someone was asking about, the shack. If they
check the shack
Yeah.
again, I don't have receipts. Maybe somebody does of what they searched. But we just know they said they were going to check the house and the trailer.
Oh, so yeah, Nana for Life says that Don and Candace are living there.
Okay, thank you for confirming. Yes, and she knows them personally, so she would know. All right, police command point was at this location, down the street, Mount Carmel Free Baptist Church. Let me get rid of this thing. And they had helicopters. They had ground crews. I'm going to show you a video in a second of a ground search. I think it was this field. It looked like a field like here.
Mm.
They were literally lined up all across the field and they're walking through. It's fascinating to watch them do those ground searches.
Where did they do that water search that they showed?
Water search?
Yeah, when they were the divers and
they were doing divers were definitely searching.
But where was
Don't know
that?
if I have that video here. I might.
I just meant what body of water was that in?
I guess we could talk a little bit about the fishing hole. Ernie does claim that Summer's at the fishing hole, her favorite fishing hole. I've asked friends of the family, so what's the big deal? Like, just what's the fishing hole? What's her favorite fishing hole? Let's go fishing there. Let's take a look. And they were like, literally any place there's water, she loves to fish.
That's what I was thinking. Like, why?
There may be places she frequents, but even that, okay, we identify that fishing hole. Then you have to assume that someone's actually going to put evidence in a location that
people know about.
Again, assuming she's the
Unless,
person who would
if the person was guilty and wanted her to be somewhere that she loved.
Oh, thank you, Skilo. TBI Newsroom FAQ outline specifically states that they searched every structure on the property, including all sheds and outbuildings. If anybody wants to confirm that, go to the TBI Newsroom. But apparently it is confirmed. They searched all sheds and outbuildings. I remember the day this happened and checking the news all the time for updates. I would love to see exactly where. Yeah. I've heard, I can't remember if it was in the news reports. Maybe somebody could tell me. My brain's not working really well tonight. There was the story that there was the scent picked up at the dog trail. They call it the dog trail. It goes down almost parallel to the driveway. Does anybody remember if that was confirmed in like a news report or other than rumor that it went down to the road and stopped at the road? I've heard that a million times. And
yeah, thank you, Robin. I think you're the only one that listened to me.
Where's Robin's? I want to.
At the top, near the top.
Can you repeat it? I interrupt you. Can you repeat your thought? I'm sorry.
Why would she be at the fishing hole? Why would someone bring her to the fishing hole?
Yeah.
I thought, well, they felt guilty and they wanted to put her somewhere that she loved.
Yeah.
To be her last resting place.
Okay, so. Okay, I gotta get back. Sorry.
You still ignore.
No, I'm not ignoring you. I 100% agree that it would, for that to be her, like you said, final resting place would be not a good place to pick.
No, but that they felt guilty and decided to put her there after. I don't know. That was an idea. Sorry.
You would think that would be
the
first place people would. Well, I asked people if they remember who said or where it came from.
It was Dawn. That's what I
So that came from Dawn?
Yeah, that's what
in an interview.
I saw that interview.
Okay. I don't know if you can recall, Gabble Geeks, where that information came from. It was just Don who said the dogs picked up a scent and it went down to and stopped at the road. Okay. Lawson generally stated there was a scent and how dogs lose scent when going for something like that's right.
Yeah.
It was a news report. Thank you, Gabble Geeks. I remember that now. In the news report, he said like it goes when it does go from gravel to asphalt, sometimes dogs will lose the scent. Thank you so much. So glad you're here. Don't have to remember everything because she has all the research. Yeah. Yep. That's why I remember thinking, okay, it's true. It's got to be true because Lawson said it to a news reporter. So he's kind of confirming that's what the dogs did. They went down to the road, whether it was dog trail or what the path was, literally went down to the road. Oh, thank you, Chasing. Yeah, there's a news report. That's where he showed.
Yeah.
But I mean, Lawson did confirm it as well. So this is interesting too. I think this location here, which is just down the road. It's within the Simpson Loop area. There was a tip called in. And is this a video? Let me see if this is the helicopter location. And this was June 20. This was that time period on a Saturday. Ground search crews continue to work Saturday night in hopes that one more lead may be the last in the hunt for missing Rogersville 5-year-old Summer Wells. Responders were seen combing the field with personal flashlights and the help of overhead helicopters Saturday around midnight. This is the video. I wonder if I can still watch it. Those are believe those are the searchers. Yeah, see with flashlights. Those are the searchers right there. They're combing a field that night with flashlights. So that field, oh man, there's even flashlights way up there. Look at that.
That must be the helicopter.
It's got to be because it's way out. Yeah, it is. The helicopter's flashing is, oh man. So they were all through that field, and I believe that field that's shown in this video, thanks to this awesome map, is that field right there. See that right there? That's the scene of the video. Yeah. Actually, that's another one. That's a different search. So in that video, oh, there's the helicopter. So it's this field right here. And that tip, by the way, was June 19th. So that was a tip that came in on June 19th. The footprints. Thank you. Yes. I remembered that because that was that and the ridge just near Ben Hill over there are at least two of the footprint locations I remembered seeing on Michelle After Dark's video. But yeah, that was the location of the footprints. Thank you. And that was pretty, I mean, that was 15, 17, 18, 3 days after. And then on the, yeah, that's the same one. Then on the 20, yeah, you know what? Let's see if I can find that. Oops, where's your... I have a map somewhere of the footprints. If anybody has, let me see if I can find it. I don't really want to change tabs. If anybody has a link to, it might be Cotton Cases or Michelle who put out the location, the little pins of the footprints. If anybody has that link, I'd appreciate it. I ruin things when I change tabs. But so this was 4 days after there was the footprint, this search with the helicopters, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. So you got 7 days after they did a roadblock. They were canvassing everyone coming through. So let's look at this one. Yeah, I agree. And even Michelle said that on her map. She's like, a lot of those were rumors from locals who lived in the locations. So there's a map of the footprints, but it is alleged. That search kind of confirms that was probably the location of that, because it is at the area where they say footprints are found. Footprint of Summer Wells. Yeah, agreed. I don't think Lawson ever confirmed where or when footprints were found. What I've heard, it came all from local community rumors. And so this one, on June 22nd, investigators conducted a roadblock canvass Tuesday evening, speaking with drivers who travel through the Beach Creek area often to see if they noticed anything out of the ordinary on the day she went missing, which is kind of amazing. They literally stopped drivers coming through the area. Probably, let's see, was the 22nd a weekday? Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday evening. Probably trying to catch people coming home from work and around the time when she went missing, which is smart. Yeah, I think it is sad. I think a lot of the rumors that came through, and actually I worry that some of the searches that happened, like the Fields Road one that took place, I think it was 2022. Oh my gosh, moon. You kind of makes you worry that those searches weren't based on whether it was rumors. The tips that came in were a rumor and kind of set them off in left field, literally. It was good to see searches happening even in 2022. Said neighbor never saw it, and there was no evidence it belonged to Summer. Oh, okay. Wait a second. I thought Texas EquiSearch. I do want to actually get to a interview with Texas EquiSearch. I thought he had mentioned the footprints, actually. Gosh, I'd have to find it. Or maybe he was talking about the rumors too. He could have just said they were rumors, but I really thought. Hey, Miss Dewey, thanks for coming. And that's really frustrating. Especially you're trying to report, you want to report things like, hey, footprints were found here. And even that can be all so many rumors. Thousands of rumors came through to TBI. It's crazy. This one was the other location. Multi-agency search. This was June 27th. Oh, thank you. Okay. Reprints. I'm glad you knew what I was talking about, because I could have sworn Dave had mentioned the footprints. All right, so this was the week after, roughly. Today, multiple agencies worked together to search the Beach Creek area for 5-year-old Summer Wells. It's been 12 days since she was last seen. And the location on the map, I'll get back to the report. They just put this pin right here. Not a whole lot of details on that search. Oh, there's the video. I recognize those fields. So those right along Beach Creek, they were searching those fields. Oh, you guys, I got to tell you. So there's aerial footage. Oh, there wasn't any sound. Am I not sharing the? No, it wasn't actually a lot of sound on that one. It was just the sound of crickets and people walking. They weren't talking. It was just shots of the search, the field they were searching. Yes. Have you guys reached out to PIs? I reached out to Chris, the Wells PI. It was a shot in the dark. I didn't think he would talk to us, but I did reach out and say, it's been 3 years. I think people would be interested to hear your thoughts on the, you don't have to give a ton of details, but he's like, I'd have to get the parents' permission to talk to you guys. So yeah, I reached out, but couldn't get much there. It was worth a shot. So that was the field. There's a view of, is that it? Yeah, there's another search video. Is that? Let's go to YouTube. Uh-oh. Oh, can you guys see that? Yeah, okay. Now, can you guys confirm anyone on here who has looked into the events of that day? Did they use school buses to get the searchers down in that area? Because I noticed this huge. I was watching this. I'm like, that's a huge school bus coming in. I'm assuming, and they're turning toward the command post location. So I'm assuming they must have bussed searchers from the command post to the area, right? And this was Times News Online giving live footage of that when the searches were taking place. From the church to the area. Thank you, Real Rock and Robin. I'm pretty sure that's what they do typically, especially when they have a ton of researchers and community researchers. When they have a lot of searchers and community volunteers, they had so many crews in there helping out. So I imagine they needed a bus. Yeah, agreed, Hannah. And that's why I told him, I'm like, hey, you don't have to give me sensitive information, just your opinion on the case. And he wouldn't even do that, which I understand. It was just a shot. See if he talked to us. But yeah, he's probably trying to be careful because he could accidentally say something that would jeopardize the case. So some of you who were there in the area at the time and drove by probably knew this. I didn't realize that they had put a tent in the road. Of course, I know they talked about blockading the road. I hadn't actually seen this footage. It was really cool to see kind of how they went about anybody in and out. So they left one side open. Anybody in and out, they would question, they would talk to. That means for probably around the time they got there, 6 to 7, probably around 7 o'clock. This may be the area where, we heard the stories about Robin and David being there. Andy confirmed seeing Robin and David Dotson there. This must be the location right at the foot of Ben Hill, the beginning of Ben Hill. So they were blockading that side of the road. They were questioning everyone coming in and out. So this is the church down the road they were using as the command post, the staging ground for the searchers. You can see the parking lot, the whole grass area was filled with cars. Yeah. And Jilly, right after this, once I get through these videos, I want to get to EquiSearch explained exactly what they were experiencing in the woods while they were searching it was really interesting to some of you may have seen it. Yeah, 3 years, Lucy, unfortunately. Lucy. Miss Chewy, I can't imagine. And I've apologized on my videos. I was just concerned with my own life. Jen and I saw we always saw Amber Alerts. When the one came in on June 15th, it was like any other for us. And I feel so guilty about that, especially now that as we're following missing child cases and helping with other cases in the area. When an alert comes in, my heart stops now. It always should have. And I bet a lot of people are like that. They go about their lives, they see an Amber Alert, they're like, oh, that stinks. That's sad. And they don't like click on it or follow through and follow the news reports, or even start learning how to volunteer, start getting certifications to help search. If the people in this parking lot here are amazing. The searchers who dedicated so much time, and when you hear what EquiSearch went through, you'll see what they were going through. I'm going to show the overhead footage, the helicopter footage of the home in a second at this time of year, and you're going to see how horrible it must have been to search. It's so thick. But yeah, for you all who went through this, for you all who live in the community, around the community, have been following it from day one, learned about summer from day one, it must have been heartbreaking. And after a year goes by and you've learned about this child's life and her story, how sweet she was, I understand now, even 3 years later, going to the vigil and seeing people crying. I completely get that. So I hope this isn't too traumatic to relive this. I'm sorry. Yeah, chasing, it's crazy that this is a case, and I've tried to think about what sets this one apart other than, her life, the details about her life, I think maybe is one thing. Things that she lived, how she lived, maybe was part of it. But it's like not just Tennessee, not just people in Tennessee, people from throughout the country. And then it's people across the globe. Is there any other missing child case that has people on the other side of the world practically crying when they think about it, when they think about her? Is it the amount of information that's gone out about her and her life? Like this is such a global phenomena. It just blows my mind. So many people want this child found, to the point where it's like it affects their lives. Like people are upset. People are upset about her not being found 3 years later. You can see out in the back over there, all the vehicles. They've got communication posts set up. That whole field was full on the other side of the searchers' vehicles. And then you could see the command post right out there in the back. Oh, I'm sorry. Shoot. There was audio. I keep on messing up audio. But basically, Desi, he was showing, this is the news reporter showing everyone the command post. And then again, he's coming back and he's showing everyone the block at the road. But I want to show you guys the helicopter footage. It's just crazy. It blew my mind. Just how thick it was. And I'm gonna reshare so if there's audio, you actually hear it. Okay, here's aerial footage of the home. I'm gonna launch it first and then share the tab. So if there's any sound, you'll actually. No, there's no sound on this one anyway. But I want to show you guys this. Just present this. Oh, it's crazy. So, hey Jen, come here. I want you to see this one because you keep mentioning the canoe. So this is aerial footage when she disappears. Look how number one. Look how thick. Look how thick. So there's the canoe. There's the canoe.
Mhm.
There's the trailer on the other side of the house. Then on the other side of the house, see there's the bus. You can barely see the bus down in the corner there with some old vehicles around it. The swing is on this side of the house, I believe.
Over there in that tree.
In that tree. Okay. Yeah, there's the swing. You can see the board. But you guys, look at this. This is crazy. Look at this aerial footage.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, that year greener than most because I don't remember.
Well, we've never been up there.
We've been up there many times. We've been up to Andy's. We've been up
Well,
to
no, I mean,
not on the
I've
hill,
been-
but I'm just talking about. Remember when we went up to Andy's and when we drove up and down this road, or at least a couple times. Did it look this thick, like
Well,
this
you're
green?
looking
And
from above. I mean, it's going to be like that if you were
Yeah.
on the ground.
that is a good point. So yeah. Anyway, there's the canoe that you mentioned.
Hang on. There's some interesting comments going.
Which one? This one?
No. Crazy psychic lady came with a doll head.
The neighbors were complaining because people were on their property. I don't know.
Candace.
I hope they were complaining about searchers.
I know. I was going to say it like that.
See, there's a shot right there off to the right. And that's toward if you go that way on Beach Creek, there's that other shed
Yeah.
that is the power lines and everything. So the power lines are out that way.
Right.
Look how thick that is.
Yeah, it's dense. It's very dense. Gosh, if I lived there, I would have made some hiking trails.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think they did. They had
Yeah.
trails. There's a field right up over there as well. That's toward the Gorley property, I believe. No, that's actually Simpson Road, up Simpson Road.
You're the map guy.
Yeah, so that way straight ahead is Simpson Road. That way is the power lines. That way is Beach Creek. Down is Beach Creek.
Oh, Lake 17. I hope that's not true. That's bad.
Yep. Detective at last spoke said no proof of abduction, no evidence or no proof of abduction. No proof. She walked away. Or they said, honestly, it sounded to me like they were saying all options are still on the table, but they did say they have no evidence
Yeah, but they're not
proving.
saying it's like definite that she was
Yeah, they can.
either of those two
They
things.
still cannot prove there's any abduction or that she walked away. Or that she walked away. I thought it was just abduction that they said. I agree. I mean, that's kind of what I wanted to show you all. And think about that. A little girl. I do want to talk about this a little bit. People have in the past few days, they're surprised. I was talking to certain locals who got sucked into a lot of the drama in the early days. I want to make it clear. I talk to anybody. I think I've said that from day one. I talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Fred,
Of course.
talk to Andy. I'm going to talk to anyone who has
And
information.
that's one of the things that helps us get valid information and where we should go. And
Yeah, and so I heard from some locals, I'm not gonna say who, that and somebody had also told me, somebody locally told me that Lawson's top theory was that it was an animal attack. I heard from another local whose theory was that it was an animal attack. The dogs following the scent down to the road, and the scent the scent stopping at the road is one of the things that puts that lower on my personal list, because from searchers I've talked to, people who have searched for missing folks and worked with dogs, they tell me that dogs don't lose the scent when an animal takes someone away. I went over my huge Pinterest following at the beginning of this live. If you want to check it out, just make sure.
it's impressive.
Hey,
Hi.
Hey, daughter's home. I'm curious. So I'm curious what you all think about the animal theory. Again, my thought was that one fact, that the scent stopped at the road kind of debunks that, in my opinion. I'm curious what you all think. Somebody told me Lawson's top theory was an animal.
I just don't think she would have had enough energy to go running down that.
Yeah.
path.
There are some things I've learned, again, and this, I hate this. This is kind of speculation. I still haven't. So I've got a witness account that bears were active in that area. There was a mother bear and a cub.
They're always active in that area.
Again, I have not been able to. I literally, you guys, I called animal. Not animal control? Animal. Tennessee has sort of like National Forest Service.
Yeah.
So I called a woman who is the lead biologist, or one of the biologists for this area, Hawkins County area. She's one of the lead biologists with the National Forest or the Tennessee Forest Service or whatever. Wildlife Resources. Thank you, Robin. So
I knew somebody would help.
when I was researching this theory, I contacted one of the biologists and I said, look, did you guys ever do any study in this area in the 2021 range, 2021, 2020, 2022, around there, when bear activity was elevated? Because they do studies like that. And they've, in other areas, like especially the Smoky Mountains National Forest, they literally have charts showing when bear activity is higher, more aggressive, when there were attacks. They document all the attacks. And unfortunately, she said there's no study like that they've done in this area. But the rumors I heard was that there were dog attacks, bears were attacking dogs in the area, and that the Elite Adventures place up the road had caught camera footage of, I agree, chasing. That's why I'm being really careful. That the Elite Adventures had caught or published on their Facebook page a bear cub on their trail cam. And I have tried so hard to find that Facebook post or the picture of the cub. I have not been able to prove that. I've not been able to find anything like that. That's another, yes, Lisa, that's the other thing. Not only would the trail not stop at the road, there would be so much, it would be disgusting if there was an attack, because the first thing that a bear will do with its powerful jaws is go after your neck, your head, and then they drag you off like that.
They're like wolves in that wolves will just lick everything clean. I think
No.
bears are more gory.
No, thank you, Chasing. If you do have that would be so cool. I'm hoping you're talking about the cub Facebook post, because I couldn't find that. So again, I agree, Gobble Geeks. That's why I'm making sure to say this. This was the beginning of my kind of like, I started going down that road, trying to confirm the cub picture, trying to confirm with biologists that there might be elevated bear activity. Could not confirm that at all. And then the fact that the dogs lost the scent at the road, I've put that way down. I don't understand why Lawson would have that as his top theory. It seems like a less likely theory.
I know.
But I'm pretty sure that did come from Fred. If it did, I would have tossed it out. I mean, there's a couple sources I'm like just not. They're no longer viable sources because of it's 50-50. Private investigators mentioned it. I didn't know that. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, this is actually someone both of us respect locally who said that.
Hunted coyotes.
That Lawson
About
believes that, but
monkeys.
again, you're right. It could just be maybe he was saying something in jest or just like, I don't know. I couldn't confirm it. Oh, let's talk about the monkeys.
Oh, do we have them?
No, I was just joking.
Oh.
The only thing I heard about monkeys in the area is that the people in that area call Bigfoot mountain monkeys.
Oh,
and,
really?
and I didn't know that until this past year. I was talking to someone from the area and they were like, that's why people who aren't from the area are like, are people insane talking about monkeys? And I think the people who mention monkeys are talking about Bigfoot because I've actually heard people make that statement.
Interesting.
And
I
I
guess
hope
they look kind of like.
Yeah, Robin, and they talk about meth monkeys too. So
Oh, well, there you go. Could have been them.
it's total hearsay.
Speculation.
Lisa, it's hearsay. I put that out there. That's total hearsay. That was his top theory. I wasn't able to confirm it. He's not going to probably talk to anybody to confirm it. So
Foxes, mangy foxes. I don't think
it could be.
foxes
I mean,
normally.
I mean, yes, if they're like, I mean, rabid animals are a danger. But again, there would be evidence. There would be evidence. Let's take a look at I want to also share how EquiSearch described the search. And I've got to get the sound right on this one because is it Twila? I love EquiSearch. Dave Rader is like my hero. At one point in this video, Dave Rader was asked, did Hawkins County ever get a bill from you guys? That's what Duty Run asked him. And they went through so much. They searched so hard. They used advanced equipment. They used drones. They just for nothing, for free. Didn't ask for anything in return. It's inspiration. You know what I mean? For me, that's such an inspiration to be able to do that for people and not ask for compensation and be able to help families. It's just okay. I'm going to make sure. Let me remove this from stage. Stop the screen. Don blamed UFO. I don't know that Lake 17. It can't be. If Don blamed UFOs,
Well,
it would have been.
Said they were abducted.
It would have been one of his jokes.
Alien abduction.
It would have been one of his jokes, I would think, because they joked.
Well, thank you, Paul.
What?
Guess I'm looking nice tonight.
Also, I totally missed way up. Someone gave a donation and I totally missed you. I meant to go back and thank you. I'm so sorry. It was just, we were just getting started.
Jeez, Ryan.
I know. I feel so bad.
I wasn't here to help, I guess. I would have.
Oh, there it is.
Right. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to get it. Hold on. There it is. Tammy 59. Thank you. Thank you. For you gave like an hour ago. I'm so sorry. It was very generous of you. I apologize. Yes, Jen does look pretty tonight. Okay, I'm going to test this out. Let me know if you hear the audio. Anyone give me a thumbs up. I want to make sure you hear this.
And as we were arguing that on the air.
Okay, did you guys hear Duty Ron?
A day or two later,
I really want the sound to come through on this because Twila's description is just amazing. Thank you, Eve. Okay, so let's do this.
We were on with you, Bill, Dave, me and Bill. And a day or two later, they took those boys away, and Don said it was because it wasn't safe there.
Oh, Eve, do you mind sharing Duty Ron's link also, if you haven't already, or Real Rock and Robin? And again, I'm trying to, in my description, I'm going to try to give credit and share links to everyone I've used as a source in this live as well.
Thank you, June.
Yeah, I want to share all those.
It damn sure wasn't safe there. I want to just go over to Twyla quickly, because Twyla, I know in your initial searching, you guys came across some odd things. You came across pieces of evidence that, you spoke to the Hawkins County Sheriff. This is not anything that's a secret or anything like that. But, there were some oddities that you guys came across and things like that. You want to just talk a little bit about some of the stuff that you guys ran across? And I know you were chased by a bear the second time around, where you saw one, and it was pretty scary.
And just a quick note, I think Duty Ron was trying to go for drama because he was saying chased by a bear, but listen to how Twyla describes it. Black bears don't chase you unless they're territorial.
Right.
The way she describes it is more realistic. It's what happens in the wild, how they act.
Like warning.
But they came across bears, and it is creepy when you're out there and it's like all of a sudden a huge bear.
You've had that happen.
Yes, I have.
I don't think I'd be able to deal with that.
I just want the folks to know, what you guys came up against.
I can assure anybody that any part of anywhere that EquiSearch had been out there, she's not.
By the way, I'm sorry for the quality. I don't know why they shared it at this fuzzy level, but we're mostly doing this video audio anyway. And Twyla, by the way, I watched other lives her and Dave have been on, and they've described even more of the stuff they do. Some of the other searches, like I think they even helped with Sebastian for a while. This woman, like some of the stuff they describe, she's badass. Like she is badass. She goes into places that most people wouldn't. They both do. But anyway, Twyla, you much respect. That's all I have to say.
Out there, and we had came across needles and like just in open fields, needles and syringes. Me and another teammate was out.
Yeah, can you believe they came across well, I mean, I guess you can believe it out there.
I can believe it.
But she was like a lot of needles. People will basically, I guess, go out into the fields, into the woods, and just shoot up and then toss their needles.
How dangerous that is for anybody that would walk through.
You gotta have thick soles and don't wear shorts because.
So much for the snakes. You gotta.
Yeah. Thank you, Eve, for giving his link out.
Reconning, and there was definitely a bear. That bear came across that field and ran directly in front of us and went up this big old hill like it was flat land. And then I've heard a lot of talk about a horse that was in the area. I can assure you that EquiSearch was there in the beginning days of that horse because we most definitely smelled it. But there was a lot of different things out there. I'll tell you my opinion
By the way, I keep pausing because again, for YouTube copyright reasons, they like commentary. So there is some commentary here I wanted to mention. There's something I wanted to mention about what she just said too. When you encounter, so what she just said is how bears act. When I encountered bears a few times. Yeah, there were horses out there, Lucy. And she said she smelled them. So I don't think they're wild horses. I think they were probably
there are wild horses.
not around there, I don't think. But when you encounter a bear, they run fast. They don't typically attack people. When I see families, when I come on a trail and I know there's a bear in the area and there's families with young children, I tell people, make sure the child is in between the parents. Bears are known to go for smaller prey. But the rate of bear attacks on children is very, very low. It's very rare for them to attack humans. They act the way she described. They take off like a bat out of hell. And like she said, they'll run up the side of a practical cliff faster than you can imagine bears can run. It's amazing. Bears run fast.
You wouldn't think so because they're all like
Yeah, I don't. Leandra.
blubbery.
Yeah, Leandra. She didn't say the horse was. I don't think she said the horse was dead.
No.
But she did. She say she smelled the horses.
When I first rolled up into that area, I was thinking, oh my heavens, you cannot make me believe that there is a child out here, because there was so much stuff.
Thank you.
I mean, we were searching in any kind of empty buildings that had so much junk in it. And we even searched in a vacant mobile home that was infested with bed bugs and you name it.
Imagine.
I think we ran across it down in that area. It was not for the good. And then when I took another team out there.
So
junk around here.
that shows how thorough they were. That shows that they didn't just search fields. They didn't just search the wilderness. They went into structures. Disgusting structures with a whole bunch of stuff in it, abandoned buildings. Like they were thorough.
We just did a few like that, and it's bad enough. But
yep, yeah, me too. Oh man, I missed comments. Me too. That report with the horse running across the road. See that?
No, I didn't.
That was so weird. A random thing like that. Lost my train of thought. There was something else I wanted.
Can't read your mind.
Yeah. Anyway, they searched everything. Oh, what she said earlier too is something a lot of people say. I know when we were searching Andy's property with Robin. I don't know if you remember this, Robin, but Robin and Jen were talking about the foliage we were seeing, and this wasn't even June. This was earlier in the year, and it was still thick, and there were thorns everywhere. And even like what Twila said, like you cannot tell me a child is going to wander off through this thick mess, which just reduces that whole theory that she just wandered off. And they've, I mean, people, the family has said she doesn't typically wander. She wasn't a wanderer. So that theory, the wandering theory, no, I don't think so.
Or I took our team with another group when we conducted another search. The area that we was put in there, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, there was several of our searches that was very sick, very, very sick from the garbage that we had to. It was just awful.
Yeah. I asked Dave too about like ticks and fleas and all kinds of, poison ivy and things that you guys might have been running through in there. And that was all very, very present, temperatures in high, 80s and humidity up high 90s. So there you go, Dave.
It was like in the 90s. Yeah.
A lot of obstacles you were up against. And again, you guys aren't getting paid. Nobody's paying you guys to do this stuff. So everyone's volunteer. Dave, no bill given to Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, the Churchill Rescue Squad. Did they receive a bill from EquiSearch?
Absolutely not. No, nobody receives a bill from us.
Yeah, and that's what makes this group amazing. And if
I agree.
I think I need to bow out.
Oh, we're almost done.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. That was, I mean, see on the map, the stuff I wanted to cover, the aerial footage, the day after. There's nothing else. So, next week, you guys, we've invited a few channels. I'm not going to give their names because next thing you know, they're being told not to work with us. So, we've reached out to 3 channels, 3 excellent researchers. We don't usually do panels with other channels, but the afternoon leading up to the phone call is so important. So that's probably the time period with the most rumors, the most speculation. And Jen and I have been talking about that afternoon forever, trying to understand what's proven, what's factual, what actually happened, where were people, where did people go, what's unaccounted for, what time periods are unaccounted for. I think everyone will agree. I think will agree, even those researchers that are focus on the facts, proven facts. There's periods of time unaccounted for. They're not huge periods, I don't think, but there are periods of time. But it would be nice to know, what are those actual periods of time? Where were people actually? There are rumors that witnesses saw such and such go into the woods. They were at this location. We're going to get into that next week. We're going to have people supporting us who have done the research, who have done a lot more research than we have on that afternoon. I'm willing to admit that. It's a lot of I have done the research on what YouTubers and what news reports have out there, but there are creators who have been doing this since day one who have talked to more people than I have. I've tried to talk to the locals, but they know locals. They know a lot of people, and they've been doing it for years. So we're gonna bring in some other channels. We're going to discuss that afternoon, and we're going to try to provide the information and the receipts that prove the information, and try to clean out the rumors and speculation so that we can hopefully, when you have, I personally, my method of research, which I've always used, is wipe the slate clean, bring in the experts who have the facts and have the receipts for each of these facts, and start taping those to the board.
Mm-hmm.
Put the facts. This is proven fact. This is my source. This is absolutely 100% true. And once you only have the proven facts, a lot of times the truth will start bubbling up through, things like, oh, this gap of time is not accounted for. We need to go into that in that direction, try to figure out
I think
why.
it's been long enough to look at it with a new set of eyes,
I think it's good to do. It's good to sometimes go back with a fresh, we're the fresh pair of eyes. They're the ones with a lot of research, and just, do that. It's going to take a while, probably at least an hour and a half, I would think. But I've gotten one confirmation of a channel willing to do it with us. Hopefully the others, and that'll be next weekend.
And maybe we'll do a live on Thursday like we did this week.
Yeah, we'll see.
Fun one.
Yeah, a fun one.
I think we should have one a week that we just talk, and then 1 week where you.
That's a good idea. Yeah, one serious live, and then if we have time during the week, a just chat.
Yeah.
Twyla, thank you, thank you, Cassandra. Oh, good. Yeah, I have so much respect for that team. Dave, so the friend I was talking about earlier is friends with Dave, the friend I said who had health issues. Twyla, if you're listening, could you ask Dave to reach out to her? I'm pretty sure she's the one who reached out to him when we found the object in the water. He'll know what you're talking about. I want to know if she's okay. I just want to know if she's okay, because she doesn't usually go this long. So they talk, Dave and her talk all the time. So just let me, my email address is rdube02@gmail.com. Somebody could just let me know if she's okay. Thank you. Oh.
Yes.
Yep.
We did.
And that name, by the way, we got her because we knew we needed a dog on so many of our searches for eventually being trained as at least a scent dog, if not a cadaver dog. And the inspiration for getting her was our first case ever, which is Summer. And it wasn't our idea. One of our viewers said, hey, what about Moon? And the moment they said that, it just hit me like,
Ryan, finally let us get a dog.
It struck my heart.
Whoever that was, thank you.
Moon is the perfect name because she is what Vern has told me is called your white whale. The white whale for searchers is the first case you have ever worked on, and they always are that special first case. So, yep, that's where her name came from.
Yep.
So we are going to wrap it up. Thank you all again for all of your support, for coming in tonight and having this conversation about the after the call and the scanner and everything else that came after. Next week's going to be interesting, really interesting. We do this for the missing. Our top priority is for the missing person. That's first. The second, we do it for the families. We want to give families justice. We don't judge families. We are doing it for the family. And whatever your opinion is of the family, in the end, it's their child, and we do it for families. This case is very complicated. Other cases, same thing. The missing person, the family, and then we do it for all of you because you all are supporting us. You all have been, have been donating, not only financially, but
Your time.
your support. Like every video, you've just been so positive, and you don't get into the drama. You like that we don't get into the drama. So we appreciate that about all of you, about our platform, about the type of people we have here. We love you all so much. So thank you. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming and have a great night.